BlueSpecs beer review is going to be looking at another Baraboo beer, Woodpecker wheat. I just reviewed the Lumberjack IPA. Gave that a B plus. I thought that it was a pretty ordinary IPA, but it was rather very good. Baraboo beers are brewed in Wisconsin, Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Baraboo Brewing Company, as I've watched from Keith's beer reviews, is not really a real thing. It's from the Point Brewing Company. It's contract brewed for the Hy-Vee stores in the Midwest. Hy-Vee is a store, if you've never been to the Midwest and found a Hy-Vee, they're all over Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, and I think another Midwest state. But if you see a wine and spirits department in a Hy-Vee store, they feature these Baraboo beers because they're brewed for Hy-Vee. And it's spring wheat ale with specialty malts and Yakima hops. I guess I bought a six pack mix and match for $10 there because in the wine and spirits departments at Hy-Vee, they have a big section of single beers where you can either buy one beer for $1.69 or a whole six pack for about 10 bucks, something like that. So two of the beers that I had got in my 6-pack, I got Baraboo beers because I'm scared of them, but because I had one a while ago and I hated it, so I haven't touched them since until today. This beer gets a okay score on Beer Advocate, and the bros haven't looked at it. And this beer does not have a ABV score or ABV on the bottle, nor does it have that on Beer Advocate. This one neither. So let's just go ahead and try it. So yeah, I find it weird that there's no score on Beer Advocate, or there's no ABVs on this beer at all. But let's go ahead and try it. That was a good amount of smoke there. Put it in a pint glass here instead of my Guinness glass. And there's a good ring of sediment down there. It's clear, so I wouldn't know why, but there is. I just had a beer from Wasatch, the apricot Weizen. So this beer, I poured it very tilted the glass. It's about a finger of, it's crackling for one, of white head. It's very bubbly. It's very active. More than just like a lot of streams of bubbles here, so it's very active. It's hazy. It's not quite opaque, but it's hazy. And it looks like a typical wheat beer to me. It looks yellow, close to orange maybe. But it looks like a typical wheat beer to me. So let's go ahead and give this a smell. It smells like a typical wheat beer. And when I think about a typical wheat beer, I think about Boulevard wheat. I think about Goose Island 312 wheat. And I even think about some other like the Hefeweizen style, like Weissbronner Hefeweizen beers, stuff like that. It smells like wheat. It smells bready, white bread, barley malt sweetness, a little bit there. I don't really get any hops on the nose, but it just smells like a typical wheat beer. But it smells nice. So let's go ahead and try it. I've never had this before in my life, and like I said before today, I've typically steered clear of these store brand beers from at Hy-Vee. I've steered towards the other highly acclaimed beer companies and drank beer from them. Okay, let's go ahead and try this beer, this wheat beer, this Woodpecker wheat. Wheatiness, white bread, sweetness. It's not really totally, not like sweet, cloying sweet, but it's pretty sweet, like a typical wheat thing, but it's a little bit like maybe a little sweeter. Yeah, it's. I don't pick up any hops at all. Like it says that there's the Yakima hops made that this is made with, but I don't pick up any hops at all. Um, Almost like a fruity thing at the end too. Oh, it's pretty typical, but it's like sweeter than some of the other wheat beers that I've had. Um, Drinkability, it's semi-dry. Yeah, slick. About light to medium. Drinkable, yes. Refreshing, yes, very much so. It's kind of hot in here, so that it works well. You know, if it's, I think that the 6-packs for these Baraboo beers are pretty cheap. But I mean, I might steer towards some other beers, but I think this is probably pretty good. I think it's quite good. Yeah, I'd probably steer clear. I'd probably steer towards some other wheat beers. But I'll give this a. Again, this is another beer just like this beer. I'm on the fence between B plus A minus. I think it's B plus personally. I don't put it in the excellent range because there's just some other things that, that I might like a little better. But this is very, very good. I really like it. I think that they have done a good job. Especially since this is a a store brand brewed for Hy-Vee beer. Then, I think it's very, very good. I think it's meant for beer. Probably a little less because there are other better wheat beers out there. But this is quite good. I mean, it's like I almost want to give it a B now. Considering all the other considering all the other wheat beers that I've had that have been a million times better, I mean, but this is very, very good. I'm still going to give it a B plus. If you see this, if you go to Hy-Vee and you see this, I think it's worth trying. I think it's worth giving. I think it's worth giving a try. I think if it's hot out, this is still a pretty good beer for that. Yeah, I think the Baraboo beers are worth trying. But keep in mind, though, these beers are not going to be. They aren't going to be a Sierra Nevada. They aren't going to be a Founders. They're just they are what they are.